Ready? Oh, well, sure. Don't worry. Here's what we're working on. A good old crack in the frame, the snow machine trailer. And as you can see, it's a pretty rusty, beat up old trailer. So we're not going to get super scientific or put a lot of money into fixing it up. But it is worth a couple hours of welding to sturdy her up. Actually, pretty impressed. I got those lugs off without breaking off any of the studs. And very impressed that the grease actually looks really good in there, considering how bad the rest of the trailer looks. So, we started this project, I don't know, 2 months ago. It's been sitting here. I already welded the inside of the frame, and I have to take the tires off in order to get the grinder in there to clean up this side. So just between having a baby and building a sawmill shed, it just kept getting put off. But it's like 35 degrees out today. Here it is after Thanksgiving. It's a pretty good day to be working on stuff outside. So that's what we're going to do. See if we can't shine it up. My plan is to weld the crack, then grind that weld down, and then weld a small plate over it. So should work just fine. Like I said, I'm not investing a whole lot into this deal. It's by no means a nice trailer, but it's good for around the local area, pulling some snow machines around. I just don't want to go somewhere further hit a frost heave and look back there and be missing snow machines because the trailer broke in half. So. Well, I kept knocking the camera over, but that's kind of what we're going for. It's not winning any beauty competitions, but that wasn't the goal. I don't even have a chip and hammer or anything to get that slag off of there, so I'm just gonna slap some paint on there and call it good. All we're doing with this trailer is polishing a turd, so not. See, I can see daylight through the frame over there. Yeah, it just keeps going, so not worried about it. Paint's frozen. Let it warm up by the fire for a little bit.
Hello.
Jeez. It's long. Oh, gosh, you know. We're sorting screws and sockets.
Well, someone's got to do it. Did everything in here make it through the earthquake?
Yeah, actually, I didn't notice anything was knocked over.
Huh?
I didn't notice anything was knocked over.
Cool. That's good.
That wasn't already knocked over
Well,
from my organization.
You know, it's never ending.
Yeah, every time I clear office space, it's like, okay, finally I can put something there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mess. Big mess.
That's okay.
What you gonna do? Lucy!
Sorry, Lou. You want it out.
There you go.
Whoa.
Your hands are going to get super cold. You get your thumb in there? Good job.
It is beyond the point of fixing. It's just a Band-Aid game.
Look at this.
Alright, since today's chore day, got the snow machine trailer done. Still have what looks like maybe 2 hours of daylight left. So, I'm going to go ahead and put some new headlight bulbs in the snow machine. These stock ones they come with are just, quite frankly, terrible. So, we got some LEDs we're going to put in there. And maybe, if I still have time after that, we'll get it lifted up in the air and check the track tension. It was the only thing I didn't get done when we put it away for the summer. So, want to check that, make sure it hasn't stretched. Okay, that's got us ready. Now I've got to go dig out the owner's manual and do some reading to make sure what specs I want as far as track tension. But it's ready to go. I'll let it sit. That snow will drip and melt out of there. And then I'll probably come back tomorrow and tighten it up if need be. But that worked great. That's what I had in mind with this beam on the sawmill shed, is that I could use it to lift back of those snow machines, because otherwise it's a real pain. There's nothing to really jack up on a snow machine. So, happy with it. Productive day. That's all you can ask for.
Good morning. It is, gosh, it's like 10 o'clock now and it's still pretty dark out. The sun hasn't fully come up, but it's also really overcast today. So I don't know if the sun's going to come out much today anyway, but it's kind of like this dark, chilly morning this morning. So I'm going to be dealing with that chicken feeder that's driving us all insane. It just needs, I don't know, bigger holes for the feed to come out of, I guess. Forgot to get a chicken feeder when we were in town last, and I don't really like the ones on Amazon, so we're gonna keep doing our makeshift feeder with some improvements, and then we're gonna get some lighting up. Okay, we're gonna get into Levi's tools. He just loves me for it. Oh, I bet all the batteries are inside. I'm gonna jigsaw. That's kind of, it's the easiest little blade for cutting that plastic 5-gallon bucket. I'll go get a battery though. We have to store all of our batteries inside because it's so cold. They'll die outside. We're gonna get some big staples. Levi wanted me to use these big staples, kind of like fencing staples, I guess. But I'm kind of thinking about just doing screws. I guess I should say I'm going to put up Christmas lights in there for a little extra lighting through the winter. Chickens need a certain amount of light every day to lay an egg, and we've been getting 0 eggs from them, but we are officially under 6 hours of daylight right now, so I don't blame them. Christmas lights seem to be the popular choice up here to get them new lights, but I'm thinking instead about using screws and wrapping the Christmas lights, because these aren't going to come out, you know, if I come up with something better next year, and then I'm just going to have like a bunch of holes and staples in my nice chicken coop. So I'm thinking screws, because those can come back out and be changed, especially, you know, if these lights burn up, then I'm going to have a bunch of staples in there. So I think I'm going to get a battery, a drill, and we will do the jigsaw and screws instead of these staples. Sorry, Levi, changed my mind. That's something I promised Henry I would pull out of the garden. Out of habit, wrapped it up with all the other like summertime stuff, and yesterday we were outside and he finally saw that thing and was like, why? Why is my dump truck locked up? Got our battery. Hey bud, you gonna come help? Come on. Come on. Are you gonna help? Yeah. Beautiful. There we go. Move so fast. That is not professional work, ladies and gentlemen. But it works. Whoa. Now we got food coming out of there. Okay. Jeez, on camera and everything. Well, it's good to know my rooster is capable of breeding. Maybe we'll fertile eggs in the spring. I really hope I get a hen that's broody because I don't really want an incubator. It just, electric heat is the most expensive electricity. It uses a lot of electricity to heat things, and an incubator needs constant electric heat. So I'm really hoping to get a broody hen. I'd go so far as to probably buy a broody hen from someone in the spring so that maybe they'll hatch their own eggs. That'd be cool. But I don't foresee us hatching eggs in the cabin. I mean, you never know, but I doubt it. But we have a sexually active rooster, so that's good. Okay, let's see about some Christmas lights going in here. I'm sure the guys are doing fine. I'm going to take this in and let it thaw. I was really hoping it being as big of a waterer as it is that it would survive slightly freezing temperatures, just, you know, more mass to freeze. But it didn't. We hit like 31 degrees and it froze solid. So this is just going to be a summertime waterer. I'll take this inside and put it on a mat or something so it doesn't leak, but let it thaw and we'll just clean it, dump it out, and pick it back up when we're not freezing anymore. Excuse me, sir. Hey, I'm working in here. I really like our rooster. He's, oh geez, that's froze. All right, those might be staying in there. I was saying, I really like our rooster. He's gorgeous. He's pretty nice with his ladies. He can be a little overly pushy with them sometimes. That's the first time I've ever seen him with breeding activities going on, though. As gross as that may seem, it's good for the sake of having future chickens. You guys gonna hang out with me in here? I thought you were too scared of me for that. Okay, couple things. Let's see about getting you guys some Christmas lights, huh? So as you can see, it's pretty dark in here. We're gonna put up some lights. Maybe over the nesting boxes, because I don't want them to be able to knock them down by the roost. So maybe we'll do it over there. That looks like a good spot. I'm gonna take this down today too. This heat lamp, I don't know if you can see it behind me. We put it up hoping it would help us keep the water thawed, and it turned out not to be helpful at all. It was worth a shot, but it didn't do anything. And I know some people in my nephew's old 4-H group who lost a whole pig barn to a heat lamp malfunctioning or falling. I don't really know what happened, but they lost a lot due to a heat lamp, and that sticks with me. So we don't love heat lamps. Levi did mount this really well. I couldn't find the cage. I don't like that. And we did notice that like they could move it. They were bumping into it because I think they were starting to roost up here to get closer to it. Just not really a fan of it. We might try and do it again because the fact of the matter is that a negative 40-degree day is going to be really cold for these chickens. So if we do it again, I think we might put it like up on the ceiling so that it just is far away from the ability of them to get to it, if that makes sense. I don't think the chickens need it to blink. There we go. All right. Hey, no escaping. Excuse me, children. You're in the way. I didn't think we were friends, like not that long ago. Whoa, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. I haven't been out here in a while, so we're not exactly friends right now. Okay, I'm just going to put my screws up in places. We're just going to dangle. Hey, be nice. I'm just going to put my screws up in a few places, and we're just going to dangle some Christmas lights in those places. It's kind of a tight fit in here. I know a lot of people think we're super silly for this nesting box being inside of the coop. Reason being, if we did a bump out and I did figure out some type of heat source in here, the eggs are going to freeze in a bump out where you like lift the top and you don't have to like, it's not such a big deal to get the eggs out. I have a dog ball thrower to scoop eggs out of here so that I don't have to like come in and get them because they are a little ways in. But that's by design because when it's negative 40, the eggs are going to freeze even if I have heat in here with the bump out. This is a really heavily insulated coop. Like it's insulated the way we would insulate a house. So the whole point is to retain heat in here for eggs and chickens and water. The water hasn't been going well, obviously, but... Ugh. That was kind of the other discussion with building the coop, was whether or not to make this like a walk-in or bump it up like it is to where they can go underneath. And we decided the space, we decided a little extra space outside for them was more important than our ability to walk in and out of here. If we ever built a bigger coop, we'd probably do that. Okay, I decided I don't want to go by their roost at all because I don't want them to like get hooked in it somehow. So let's go here and we'll just kind of double layer, maybe go back through, if that makes sense. The chickens are officially more festive than us. Oh, shoot. I kind of thought that one would do that. Well, at least I did it, not the chickens. The way I'm yanking on this tells me that the chickens won't be able to pull it down, so that's good, because I just pulled it down and had to fix it, so. Bueno, very bueno. call that good. Hopefully it gives them enough light. Seems kind of dim to me, but the only other thing I would change about this chicken coop is the way we did the door. I think we might even next summer change it to where it opens like a normal door. This way made the most sense to us when we built it because the door is insulated too, so it's really heavy, and we thought that, you know, it's gonna weigh on hinges if it swings open over time. But then there was the design flaw of we didn't really think about measuring to make sure that the door would go flat to the ground. It kind of comes down to a ramp. If it went, we planned on it going all the way up against no ramp, if that makes sense. Like, we planned on it going all the way up against the coop itself, so that it was just a big open space. But there's kind of this goofy ramp now that makes it really hard to get in and out of there. So we'll fix that this summer, I think, and maybe just do like super heavy hinges so it doesn't weigh them down. But overall, I couldn't be happier with this chicken coop. Levi really outdid himself, but the coop itself is just so sturdy. When we lived in Colorado, I would always build things myself because Levi worked so much, and my chicken coops and stuff were nothing like this. This is like my mansion chicken coop. So overall, I love it. A couple of design flaws that are more my fault than Levi's. The chickens seem pretty happy. It's very heavily insulated, so once we do figure out a better idea for heat, it'll be pretty stinking warm in there. I better get to checking on the guys. Levi's a super trooper, but that baby's probably getting hungry, so